Trying to find my way back to you for us for love. Girl, if God gave me the ability to sing, I'd be singing everything. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl ShaniceAlisha, and by the looks of things, by the title, we are about to hop into a Q&A. So if you clicked on this video, you are obviously interested in 1, starting a business, 2, rebranding and rebuilding your business, or 3, simply gaining some more tips and tricks as to how to help your business flourish. Now, I am not an expert by any means. I do not have a degree and or certification in business, but I am simply speaking from the standpoint of knowledge and experience that I have accumulated over the years in business. So I'm not going to drag out this intro any longer than what it has to be. If you're a part of the gang, you already know the drill. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to spam the comment section down below. If you're not a part of the gang, hit that red subscribe button, sis. Tap the bell so you never miss another ShaniceAlisha video. And yes, let's go ahead and hop into things. Okay, so in no particular order, we are going to dive right in and tackle as many questions as possible because there's a lot, but I do want to kind of group a few together because a lot are similar. I posted this story over on my Instagram and you guys have flooded the questions box. So if you're not following me over there, be sure to, because that's where I'm going to get a lot of these questions for videos like this. Now, anyway, first question, is it necessary to start your business with an LLC or other forms of protection? Yes, 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 and yes. This is a cover your own ass type of deal. You always want to make sure that you protect yourself and anything that you attach your name to, especially when it comes to business, because you do not want to invest all of your money, hard work, and time into something that someone can just snatch from right underneath your belt. So it is vital to protect yourself in business at all costs, and an LLC is a great way to start. You can also trademark or incorporate your business, but I do suggest doing your own research and seeing what will work out best for you. Now, if you don't know what an LLC is, it is simply a limited liability company, thus meaning that you detach your personal from your business and your business can stand alone and it's protected. Okay, that simple. I suggest, once again, doing some more research if you want to know a little bit more about that. Okay, so somebody else asked about LLC versus trademarking. Now, I'll just say this. The two are completely different. The processes are completely different, where it's faster, a lot cheaper, and a little bit easier to get an LLC. Securing a trademark takes some work. Now, you can get it a few type of ways. I'm not really going to get into the long form of that, but I'll just say that in order to do it the right way the first time and just get it done how you're supposed to, you're going to spend a pretty penny, and you're also going to need a lot of help on just like the logistics and legal side. So do your research once again and figure out what is going to work best for you. But I'm an advocate for an LLC. Get one because it'll save you a lot in the long run. Okay. Somebody said, how do you pace yourself and not rush the process of starting a business? I did get a few questions that were similar to this, so I'm going to answer them all in one. Personally, I would say to write everything down. Really start doing your research, start outlining things out, create a business plan, put things into motion, start a savings account for it. That way you kind of know what you have to work with before you get into it. I suggest, once again, protecting yourself before putting it out there for the public, and really kind of backpiling some marketing materials and making sure that you have just everything you'll need for your launch. That's the best way to do it. Sometimes things don't work out the way we want it to, but if you can plan as much as possible, take your time, because nobody knows that you're starting a business except for you. So don't rush to put it out there before you're prepared for what may come with it. Mental health during the process. Well, I always tell y'all, I be zip lining on dental floss, okay? Sometimes you just have to take a step back because it can be a lot, especially when you're starting up, because 9 times out of 10, you are working a full-time and or part-time job to fund your business. So you just got to take everything one day at a time with a grain of salt. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and don't overexert yourself to creating like this crazy good launch. Like, what you bring to the table is what you bring to the table. Prepare, and then just let it happen. But prepare. Okay, that's the key word. Okay, next question is, let's see, best site to create a website and how to market the product. I use Wix. I feel like Wix is great. I know a lot of people use a lot of different things, but I heavily support and just suggest using a site like Wix because they have templates on there. It's pretty affordable, and you can just really go off of a preset type of thing and just edit the materials, like your products that are going to be showcased on there. Bada boom, bada bam. Okay, and to market your product, it just depends on your aesthetic, your vibe, what catches your attention if you were to be a consumer, so on and so forth. So that's really a personal preference. All right. Growing and consistency. Ooh, I will say in business, it does take a lot to, one, grow, and then two, have the, what do I want to say, just momentum to stay consistent. You have to feel inspired and encouraged in order to do so. So I will say that for me, having a business plan and then also writing out my ideas helps me to stay in line and on track with what it is I want to do for my business. Most days, it be a struggle, but when they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're, unfortunately bad. So when you're having ideas in the shower, they come to mind, you're driving down the road, whatever the case may be, and you have an idea, make sure to take time to put it in your phone, jot it down on paper, brainstorm, and really kind of configure some things. That way, when you're feeling less inspired, you can look back and say, okay, well, I already had this idea. Let me go ahead and play off of that. Now, growth does come with that consistency, especially when it comes to social media and just a lot of markets being oversaturated. But with faith and just hard work, what is for you will always be for you, and can't nobody touch it, because your business won't be like the last one, and it won't be like the one that's coming after. Okay, so let's see here. Next question. Step by step, where to start. I think we kind of already touched bases on that, but I would just say brainstorming, creating a business plan, finding a business name, so it's whatever you want your business to do, Googling it to make sure that it doesn't already exist, or just figuring out how you want to spell it, what you want the purpose to be, and then of course you need to protect it after that, whether that be LLC, trademark, or corporation. So do your research and just take your time. Like I said, a business is not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay right in your mind unless you put it out there for everybody to know. Hey girl, I have a few questions, LOL. How do you go about creating your business plan? Baby, Google. Okay, there are so many resources out here just for public knowledge. You can literally Google business plan templates and you can specify what type of business it is, how long you want it to be, so on and so forth. So I would just suggest Googling it, YouTubing it, really kind of doing some research on the back end to know exactly what it's supposed to look like and all that it's supposed to entail. So just pull up your phone, pull up your computer, Google, and take notes. I promise you that's how I do stuff. You too. Be a consumer of this platform on that heavy tip, okay? All right, so the next question is, what prompted you into starting a business? Good question, great question. So I don't know if you guys know, but YouTube is actually a full-blown business, okay? Ask a tax preparer because they'll let you know. But I'll speak more so on EXO. As I was going through the transition from relaxed to natural, it was unpopular. There were little to no resources and I was just looking crazy about the head because some products worked and some products didn't. Naturally, I'm a girl and I also have a younger sister, so I would be doing my hair, her hair, so on and so forth. And mama was not gonna keep paying for products. So my sister and I, we just kind of started doing things in the house on our own. I would make like deep conditioners, butters, like leave-in conditioners, oils, so on and so forth. And I was doing that for years. I started working in a lab. I have a Bachelor of Science in chemistry. So things just started to align. And in 2020, when the world shut down and I was furloughed from my job, so I had a lot of days home, I actually said, you know what? What if I actually made this product and sold it for everybody? Let me see what the gang will think of it. So I put it out there on Instagram, I believe. Y'all hyped me up into going ahead and making a few sales. And when I say it has been my best decision, one of them to date. So that's the real reason behind why I started my business. I have a different type of hair texture. I got different skin and I wanted to make clean and natural beauty products for it. But yeah, short answer, that's why. Let's move on. Will you be collaborating with other skincare businesses? Now, I'm not really sure what the future holds, but I do feel like where it makes sense, I will. But if it doesn't, there's no need to. Now, I do wholeheartedly believe in joining in on pop-up shops and doing like sponsors for different events, setting up a booth, being a vendor. That way you can really network, put your business out there, and kind of just build relationships with other business owners. When I say I don't necessarily know if it makes sense, I wouldn't collaborate with a brand selling the exact same thing. Now, if there was a candle company who wanted to collaborate with me, absolutely, we stand on the same principles and we are for the same thing 100%. But when it comes to just collabing to collab for the hell of it, does it make sense? People are going to be drawn to one over the other. So you really just don't want to waste your time just doing all these collaborations. You want them to make sense, in my personal opinion. How to stay consistent / motivated. Just like I kind of touched on earlier, you won't always be inspired. There's something called creator's block. We get tired, we're uninterested in doing anything, and we just kind of have to give our brain a break. But in the moments that you do feel inspired, you need to brainstorm, write things out, look back at your business plan, look at a few outlines that you created for yourself and really feed off of that. Also, if you're going to carry your business through social media, be a consumer of what other people are doing in business. I saw Rihanna's new promo for her Fenty Skin that you know, they're moving out to Africa and it was in the airport. The products were all on the carousel, like where your luggage would be. The words that were popping up on the screen where the flight numbers and destinations would go were her product names. So when I say get creative and think outside the box, that's what you have to do in order to just really stay motivated and inspired to keep your business pushing. Another fact on that would be to never stop learning. You have to evolve as a business owner and with anything that you're selling, because time changes. People are shifting every single year in a different direction, and you have to keep up with the times in order to stay relevant, and that will help you want to stay inspired to do more. Next question. What is the best approach to make when looking into getting your inventory, pricing, etc.? So I would say wholesale is the best sale, okay? Because when you go through third-party companies who are the middleman in getting supplies, you end up paying a markup, and that's just basic supply and demand, basic business 101. And I had to learn that because when I first started, full transparency, full disclosure, I was getting my jars and a lot of material from Amazon, but then I realized I can sell products on Amazon. So this person is simply getting it wholesale and distributing it out to different people who are looking to purchase. Whereas if I cut Amazon out, I can go directly to that and I'm able to spend less money and get way more. So wholesale sites, depending upon what you're looking to sell, are places like AliExpress, Alibaba. You can really Google things and just find different ways to get inventory. In terms of pricing, this is the thing. You want to make a profit off of what you're selling, correct? So, brief example, if you're selling t-shirts for $30, that breaks down to maybe the wholesale cost of the t-shirt was $7, and then you had to pay an additional $14 to get it customized, and then you got to pay for shipping. So you want to break it down where the price of your shirt is going to let you come out with something. I would say about $10, $15 to $20 more than what it actually costs, but it's up to you. You really determine the price of your products because you feel like it's worth X, Y, and Z. That's okay. So I would say just really mathematically lay things out. Do it by unit, do it by a set of things. Like if you're putting 20 on the site, this is what you expect to make, so on and so forth. I hope that helped. All right, so next question. How do I grow my social media and keep followers engaged? May the odds forever be in your favor. It is a lot. Social media is just so much. I would love to meet some of the people who have mastered it because it can be overwhelming and very discouraging if you're putting your all into content and you're getting little to no engagement. What I will say is, look at your demographic, look at your analytics, look at what people are coming for, look at what they're looking at, and just make yourself competitive. Post often, stay consistent, do things that are catching to the eye. Like I said earlier, think outside of the box and just really find different ways to promote yourself. If you're selling products, do demos. People want to see things, they want to be enticed, they want to feel like, I like this little vibe. Let me follow this page. Let me comment here. Let me comment there. And you'll just be surprised at how interactive your following will become when you just change it up a bit. Go outside of the norm and do something fun, for lack of a better explanation. But I hope that helps. All right. So next question. Starting a business, have my plan and goals written out. What should I do next? Grab you some products. Grab you whatever it is that you're about to give to the public, give to your consumers. Like, just start. It's time. I would say if you have everything on the back end logistically done, did you protect your business yet? Do you have inventory? Have you created an EIN? Have you created a business account? Are you building some type of business credit while you're getting inventory? Think deeper, because there are so many bases to cover when it comes to business. You will be surprised. So don't think that you just stop at the brainstorming part. There's a lot of work that comes after. So yeah, definitely look for the next step. And I mean, you can literally put your question into Google and it'll give you a breakdown as to what you need. But I would say protect your business, start getting some inventory, and then also get your business account up, like get it rolling, because you'll need it. What helped you stay focused to grow your business? I would say I know what the end goal is, and every month I strive to do a little bit better in my business than I did the last. And with times just changing like they are, I'm always looking for the next best thing, especially when it comes to me selling products. We have the seasons that change. I can change up fragrances, and also I can offer different bundles, so on and so forth. So I would just say to really know what it is that your business is going to be within the 5 to 10 year timeline and working towards that. So if you don't have a goal, you evidently don't want to stay focused. So you have to put some things into motion. That way you can dedicate yourself to doing something for your business every day, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, so on and so forth. All right, how to change followers to customers? Good question. That is called conversion in the sales world. It's just a matter of, like I mentioned earlier, marketing, catching their eye, having a cute aesthetic. Like, everything since like the top of 2021 has all been about the aesthetic. The girls are looking for a vibe, and you just have to provide that. Even when it comes to marketing for men, you have to do things that are catchy, out of the box, not too over the top, because you don't want to be overbearing, but think about yourself as a person and what you look for. What would you want to see when you go to a page? What makes you go from a follower to a customer? And then play off of that a little bit. Hi, my fave. Hey, girl. What made you stick to your business line products knowing that it's so many body butter brands out? Listen, not to be cliche, you know how they always say, look down the bread aisle, you see all these different brands of bread, whoop, they whoop, they whoop. Okay, yes, that is very much so true. And I just feel like what attracts people to the brand is more than just the product itself. Customer service plays a lot in that. Just knowing like who the owner is, and you guys being able to see me on a different level, being able to see me make the products, knowing how passionate I am as a person about my products, about my brand. So a lot more contributes to just it being a body butter, because I mean, calling a spade, it's just that, a body butter, but it's Exo's body butter. It's clean and intentional beauty products, and it can be multi-purpose, multifunctional. You can use it on your body, you can use it in your hair. What anybody else does is not going to be like what I do. And that's just period. That's how I have to motivate and instill that confidence in myself to keep pushing for my brand and my business. And I know that some things are going to work for some people, and for another person it may not, and that is completely okay. I'm not for everybody, neither is EXO. Okay. And once you start to realize that, you don't mind doing what you got to do. And a little healthy competition ain't never hurt nobody. So, you know, when you see the girls are stepping it up with the body butter, step it up. You can also offer more products. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't just have to be one thing that you started with being the only thing you'll continue with. And I feel like that's the best way to really kind of address the market being so saturated, because I've seen so many people, no shade, no tea, start up and they can't finish what they started. So that sets me apart as well. Okay, let's see. Next question. Do you need business credit? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because eventually you want your business to be able to fund itself, and not just on the tip of the revenue that comes in, using it to replenish and then using it for other things. You want to be able to build a line of credit. That way you can invest in yourself over and over and over again, and you don't have to pull from your personal money. Alrighty, let's see. We're moving through these. Was it hard to create an LLC? No, absolutely not. It is not. You can Google the steps. I would suggest going to the Secretary of State. You're going to pay the least there. It's going to be super easy to do. Follow some brief prompts and boom. I mean, just like that. I'm not sure how it works for everyone everywhere, but no, it's not hard at all. Don't be swindled. Ashley, my best friend, she also owns a few businesses, and she said that when she started, she had no idea that you didn't need as much as what she paid for. So whereas people are spending $50 to $100, she paid $350. So you just really want to do your research and make sure what you're doing makes sense. Like, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Just don't get scammed and don't get bamboozled. But it's not hard at all. Okay. What's the hardest part about starting a business? I would say is getting out of your own way. Because a lot of times it's not even the process of doing things. That's simple. Simple instructions, simple execution, simple delivery. But when you're in your own head and you're telling yourself like, what if I fail? What if it don't sell good? Can I do this? Who do I think I am? Then you're your biggest problem. And starting the business is step 1, 2, 3. Keeping the business afloat is a whole nother tier of bullshit. But I will say, like, that is the hardest part. Like, when you are constantly second guessing everything that you're thinking about, you hold yourself back, and you just have to get out of your own way, make a plan and stick to it. Just have some type of discipline and get up and go about yourself, and you'll be perfectly fine when it comes to starting a business. What gave you the confidence to keep going? Because child, it's ghetto sometimes. Honey, it's ghetto all the time. Don't let this cute face fool you. It is ghetto to the umpteenth power. Hear me? But just the testimonials, like whenever somebody writes me or emails me and lets me know like, hey, your products helped my skin tremendously. Hey, girl, I love what your growth oil has done for my edges. Here are pictures to see the before and after. Oh my goodness, I sent this to my grandma and this has been better than any lotion we've used ever in the past. Like, that helps me feel like, okay, let me keep going, because evidently what I'm doing is something right and I'm fulfilling that purpose, and I have to keep it up in order to really get to my end goal. So it's all within. Some days will be better than others, and like I said, take a step back when you need to, but always that next step needs to be your hardest one when you do come back. So yeah. Growing your team, building your business / customer growth. So I do feel like what everybody needs to realize when it comes to business, unless you just got it like that, somebody has invested in you, you were able to save up for years and years at a time, and you can just jump out the gate amazingly. I would say that when you start off, you are the face of the brand, your customer service, you're the marketing team, you're in the factory, your production, you are I don't know, the delivery lady. You are a lot of things when you start off a business. So it's vital to really take yourself seriously, be able to save up what you are getting back in revenue. That way you're able to shed out, build your business, and keep yourself afloat, because you will burn out when you start up. It's almost inevitable, because it just unlocks this new level of, damn, I can do this. So you'll have that moment when you have to realize, like, I can't do this by myself anymore. And then you have to outsource. So I would say interns are the best ways to really start adding and implementing help. But if you do want to try family and friends, I don't suggest it. 0 out of 10 stars, don't recommend, because you're gonna fall out, okay? It's inevitable. I don't know if anybody else is doing it, but from my personal experience, just from what I've seen, not even in hiring family, you like to keep family and business, or personal and business, separate, so to speak. So as the demand becomes more than the supply, you're going to have to start evolving and just leveling up. So I hope that answers your question. Just overall, I think I've answered things about just building your business and customers, so on and so forth. Alrighty, let's see. A lot of these, like I did say, are pretty similar, just in cases of staying motivated and self-doubt, starting, where to go, how to do it. I'm gonna try to skim through and get some that are a little different. Let me see. Okay, so this question, I can answer this a little differently than I have. How did you realize what you want to go into business for? Concept, theme, product, etc. So, like I answered before, the reason that I began making products and why I wanted to start selling my products, but the theme and everything, like the concept, I really wanted to stick to the less is more. In real life, I'm a minimalist, so I do feel like you don't have to do too much to get a lot back out of it. I have a clean beauty brand, so less is more. And I really live life like that. So I felt like just having the black and white with hints of greenery, little pops of color when it comes to certain holidays and stuff like that, certain seasons that, you know, everybody celebrates. So it's really a personal preference. It takes like a lot of discovery. What do you want your business to make your consumers feel? When somebody comes to your website, to your social media, what feeling do you want them to have? What do you want them to see? And honestly, truthfully, it takes a few trials. Rebranding is a real thing. No, you don't want to rebrand every year, but it's okay to change as the time changes as well. I felt like going with the cleaner, less is more aesthetic would be more timeless than actually having like a color scheme. And that's just my personal preference. Okay, next question. Did you build your website or hire a professional website builder? Girl, my husband built my website because he went to school for stuff like that, and I utilize my free and economical resources. But I will say, once again, Wix has these preset domains and templates that you can choose from. They have them for like storefront when it comes to clothing. They have them for beauty products. You can really come up on a jug if you wanted to go the free route and just take your time and do it if you have time. Now, I do wholeheartedly believe in paying for convenience. So if you wanted to hire somebody, just really like hashtag it on Instagram, ask other business owners like, who did this for you, who did that, so you can kind of get some referrals and recommendations and whatnot. But yeah, sometimes if you're trying to save a quick penny, you can do it on your own. Just YouTube how to do it. Literally, y'all. Everything is on YouTube. You can YouTube how to create a website on Wix, so on and so forth. And when I say you'll be done in a matter of maybe a week, you'll perfect it and do whatever you need to do. And girl, it'll be quicker than what you even know it will be. So You know, tomato, it's up to you, paying for convenience or just knocking it out yourself, but it can be done. Have you ever thought about drop shipping? What we drop shipping? Because everything from XO is homemade and handcrafted with love. We do not outsource at all. I don't know what the future holds, but as of right now, for me and my team, oh baby, we right here at the house with it. So if we drop shipping from my house to wherever anybody else is, then so be it. But no, absolutely not. I don't have a reason to because I make all my products in-house. Okay, this is a good and quick question that I can answer. How do you know that this is what you were good at so that you can start a business? I didn't. I just stepped out on faith and it ended up being great. So you never know, like, your products, your material, your services, whatever the case may be, it's going to be good to you because it's yours, and you never know how it may be perceived and or just accepted by anyone else until you just do it. So if you do it well, you do it with intentions, and you do things the right way, you'll be okay. Just have faith in it, because God doesn't just bring you to ideas and bring you to the urge of starting a business. It's very intentional in the layout and how he speaks to you. So if you're full of faith and you are very passionate about what it is you want to do or give to people, you have a bigger cause and reason behind it, then there's no question about whether or not you'll be good at it enough to start a business. Okay, let's see. What is something you wish you knew about starting a business before starting? Where to start? I would say, I have a best friend who has been a business owner for years before me, and I have been by her side through thick and thin, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So just based off of her, there wasn't too much that I was blindsided by coming into it, but I will say that the daunting process of taxes is probably the thing that I wish I just would have, I don't know. I just wish we didn't have to. Okay, how about that? So that's something that is just really, really, really overwhelming when it comes to just owning a business, starting up, making sure that you cover your own tracks with everything, every purchase, every whatever that you put towards it, keep record of it. Like, that has just been a stickler, because as the year is going, months and months, weeks by weeks, days by days, sometimes you just don't be thinking about stuff. And starting off, I wish that's something that I would have just thought about, been more intentional about, because it's a headache every single year. Child. That amongst really nothing else. I'll just say that's it, but whoo, child. Okay, let's see. How do you get over the fears of failing prior to your first official launch? Girl, like I mentioned earlier, you just have to get out of your own way. You stand in between yourself and greatness, what could be, what will be, what is going to be if you allow it. So I would just say prayer, preparation, and execution. You just got to do it. Put it into motion and just do it. Do it scared, do it unsure, do it when nobody else is looking, do it when you're least ready for the feedback. Just do it. You have to just be able to say, I didn't get led to this water without the intention to drink. Like, I'm here now, might as well take a sip. Might as well. So just do it. Just do it. Did you set revenue goals initially? And if so, what's a realistic income starting up? I wouldn't necessarily say that I set goals as to what I wanted to make. When I started, I was just lucky to sell as many butters as I did. I had no idea that EXO was going to take off like it did. But I mean, thankfully to God, that was just the least of my worries. But when it comes to making a goal, I do now. Back then, no. And a realistic income is just what you feel like is realistic for your lifestyle and your brand, whatever it is that you personally feel will be worth the hassle of keeping it going. So it's really a personal preference when it comes to stuff like that. Let's see. Do you believe in partnering with other brands to promote yours? Okay, yes and no. So the brand has to be doing a lot better, having more engagement, really not even with the following, but just like their consumers. I need to know that it's going to be worth the collaboration, because I scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's always a two-way street. So you don't want to put your energy into just continuously partnering if you're not seeing anything from it. So you just want to be very calculated when it comes to partnering with other brands. I'm not saying that it's not a good idea, but you just want to make sure that you are really taking account for everything that can happen, whether it go good or bad. Not to say that it will ever go bad, but you know, you just gotta always prepare for the worst. How do you genuinely build a relationship with your followers? It's simple. Engagement. Like when people talk to you, respond back. Like you have to make time in your schedule to do so if you want to really have that interaction piece with your consumers. So sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. You're not always going to be able to do it, but when you can, be sure to, because people love to know that their business is appreciated and you are relatable, you're reachable, you're down to earth. Even if you do hire somebody to just manage your social media by liking and commenting, do so. Whatever the case may be. Let your mama do that, okay? If she's tech savvy. I need to put Cheryl on the team, honestly. Okay, let's see. Let's try to get through these. How do you pick the right name for your business? It's really a personal preference. It's all up to you and how you want your customers to feel when they read it. What do you want your business to speak without anybody even having to see what you offer? So with me, EXO, you guys know, in the month of February, just hugs and kisses. That's all it means, XOXO. You guys know that comes with lots of love when you think about it. So I wanted it to be like hugs and kisses from ShaniceAlisha. This is where you're going to get all the good love for your hair and body, your skin. You're just going to be basking in the love. Everything is going to feel like a warm and gentle, delicate hug and kiss on the forehead. So honestly, I mean, that's all there was to it. I just thought about what I wanted my consumers to feel like when they came to me, like, oh, I get it. And that's it. Like, love the skin that you're in and love what you're putting on it and in it. So I guess that's what I can say, but honestly and truthfully, it's really up to you. Personal preference when it comes to choosing a business name, and then also do your research to make sure that it's just not franchised or trademarked already, or it belongs to someone else on a bigger scale, you know? How to find sponsors after being monetized on social media, how to market self. For EXO, I'm not really sure how to answer that, but for YouTube, I mean, once you're monetized on social media, which is not a relatively hard process anymore, sponsors will find you, or you can always go and pitch to brands. And a pitch is just simply letting them know you're interested in working. This is what I bring to the table. This is what I have to offer. This is what I've done. You got to show something for what you're done, and then ask them how to go about, like, possibly building and partnering with them. So what we got next? What was your biggest mistake when first starting out? Well, I don't know if you was here in the beginning of EXO, but baby, when I first did my launch, the official launch of XO, instead of having my website up and ready with only a set amount of product, I took my fast ass and decided to offer invoices. The worst decision to date in business. I would never do that again, because when you have a website, when it's sold out, it's sold out. But when you're doing invoices, you get all these requests and everybody's putting in an order, and you have to communicate back and forth with people because people don't read and they haven't added in their email address so that you can send an invoice out, and then you got to double back to make sure that they pay for it before you start processing their order. And y'all, don't be like me, be better. Do not do that. I would suggest having you a website ready to go when you're launching your business, because invoices can get tricky. And I will say, I don't know who influenced me to do that, but shame on you and shame on me. Keep inspiring. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Rhonda. Okay, let's see. How long did you plan for your business before you officially launched? I ain't gonna say I planned for that long. I will say that I was making these products and doing what I was doing for a little bit of time, really researching and, experimenting, so to speak, with it. So it's really up to you. Like, if you're super dedicated and you're like diligent in starting a business, it could take you a matter of weeks. Now, if you slack off and come back to it and do whatever you got to do in the meantime, in between time, it could take a few months to a year, a few years, whatever the case may be. So it's really just you as a person and how diligent you are towards working to it. Okay, so next question is labels. What is a good website to make them? So there are so many different websites. I know I say that a lot, but I myself use Avery. You can use things like Sticker Mule. You can also use Etsy. So fun fact, full transparency, I actually utilize this shop on Etsy. They have this template of labels and styles and different things that you can do. So instead of getting them to create and make it for me, because I didn't want my brand looking like anybody else's, I decided to download it. And back then I was just purchasing the Avery labels and going to my local print shop to print off my labels in the format, because I just needed the dimensions. But then I started like realizing how cheap of quality that was, and Butters was just looking a mess. By the time my customers would be posting them to their social media, it was all scratched up, ate up, so on and so forth. So I started going to Avery. I would take my actual photo with the dimensions and you can upload it to Avery. You can actually design it right there on there, because they have so many different types of templates, sizes, round, square, long, wraparounds, so on and so forth, clear, craft, matte, everything you could think of, they have it. And yeah, that's where I get my labels from. I know a lot of people do a lot of different places, but those are the 3 places that I personally use or looked up for myself. Okay, let's see. As you guys can see, the ambiance is changing. I've been here for quite some time. How long is this video? Tap in if you're still here with the flower bundle. Drop the flower bundle down below. Especially, give me my flowers, sis. That's what you could do. Especially if you want to give me my flowers, because I'm giving you some great little gems to really help you. I hope that you're feeling inspired for real to get your business up and running, or to keep creating, or to get back on things. Okay, let's get back to this. Let me see. Do you think that Instagram has made a difference in your growth on YouTube? No. I feel like YouTube has made a difference in my growth on Instagram. Now they work hand in hand, because I feel like people will discover me from a picture or a reel and come over to Instagram because they nosy. But more times out of none, I feel like the gang is, kind of coming over to Instagram by like making pages, or like, oh, I didn't know you was on here. I want to keep up with you on a day-to-day so I can see a closer look type thing. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's the other way around. If not, they work hand in hand. Okay. Most costly part when starting. Every damn thing. Everything high. You open up your laptop, $200. You browse on your phone, $300. You go outside, $400. Like, everything is high. There is not one cheap part to starting a business. You can't take the elevator. You got to take the steps. What they say, you just got to know you're going to spend a pretty penny if you want it to be good quality and really make a name for itself when you start. So that's why it's vital to just prepare as best as you can, take as much time as you can, be as intentional as you can, so you don't take forever, but you can really have a good start. Even if you have a terrible start, invest back in yourself to get better the next go round. All right, most difficult part after starting, most rewarding part after starting. The most difficult, I will say, for me personally, is keeping up with the supply to meet the demand. I would have never experienced like this type of love had it not been for the gang, and you guys really have showed up and showed out for the kid every single time. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined like selling out every time I do a restock, and I'm so grateful to God for it. So I will say the most difficult part is me being able to provide products, because I be feeling so bad when people are unable to shop with me because the vultures be out, okay? And I whip a lot of product. Like, I whip a lot. I can do up to 100 to 140 by myself if I whip for 2 weeks consistently, nonstop. If I do that, I can have product like that's, 20 per actual item or 30 per actual item, and the sizes too. In total being 140, but they just be going so fast, y'all. Like, I swear, y'all be seeing it. So that would be the most difficult part, is just meeting the demand. But the most rewarding, let me go back to whenever I get testimonials and I just see how my friends, like, I went over to Ashley's house the other day. She don't use regular lotion no more. It's all about EXO. Like, the only thing I've seen them use is stuff like smaller on the go tubes to lotion their hands and stuff like that when they're out. But it feels so good to know that people are just substituting this. This has become what they use on a daily, and it's helping somebody's skin, helping somebody's hair, just helping the health of something with someone. So it feels really good to know that my products can make a difference. That's the most rewarding part. Okay, business banking / building business credit. It's just like your traditional credit that you will build and grow in your personal life. But with the business, once you have an LLC, you simply go on to the IRS and you create an EIN. That way your business has its own identification number. Then you're able to take your LLC to whatever bank and or credit union of your choice. Do your research on that, and you can open up an account and just begin to build business credit there. PayPal has a lot of good ways to do so as well, but it just depends as to what you want to do and how you want to do it, how much time and effort you want to invest in it, and what you're looking to pay back. But yeah, so that's how you do it, and I hope that answers your question. Is getting the tax ID daunting? No, it's not. Super easy. Let's see. How to maximize on content. Batch shoot. Whenever you're feeling inspired, or whenever you're looking good, your product just looking good, you have a lot laid out, whatever the case may be, batch shoot. Batch shoot, batch shoot. That way, when you're not feeling it, you can literally just go back into the archive and grab from things and be able to market anytime, any place, anywhere. So definitely batch shoot. Change your background, like make it work for you. Like if you're doing summer collections and stuff like that, start your product shoots, start your marketing materials and getting them situated and laid out in the spring, and then, or even in the winter. So you want to prerequisite the next season, maybe a season or two ahead. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, batch it up, batch it up, batch it up, batch it up. That way you can just have things to pull from. Okay, I think we have come to the end. Yes. Okay, I think I have answered just about everyone's question. The last one that I will close out with is just honestly on the true ups and downs based off your experience in starting one. So I think the entire video kind of goes to show just what it all takes to start, grow, and maintain a business. But there will always be good days and bad days. Everything with business is not peaches and cream, especially on the back end when you have to deal with customers and shipping, okay? Because all of the mail carriers can be your worst nightmare. So a lot happens. Sometimes things that are within your control and other times they're not. So you just have to know that take everything with a grain of salt. It's going to be okay. You can't expect it to just be amazing every single day. You can't expect to work at your highest and full capacity every day, but you just have to know that there is a greater purpose beyond what's happening today. What you want your business to do, who you want it to reach, where you want it to be in 5 to 10 years down the line is all that matters. So I would definitely say the highs are making money, reaching different clientele, seeing your products in different areas of the world. But in retrospect, the downs will definitely be when things are out of your control or you're just having creator's block and you kind of feel like giving up, but something inside of you will always tell you there's light at the end of the tunnel. Stopping halfway through don't help nothing, okay? So that is it. That wraps it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. I hope you're inspired to just keep pushing, either to start that business or get it back up and running. I hope you guys were able to take a lot of notes and take everything that I said in. Please, please, please be sure to do your research and always make sure to cover your own ass. If you have any questions or you would like further details about something, be sure to drop that down below in the comment section. Whew. Yes, you guys, I love y'all so much. Thank you for making it to this part of today's video. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. If you're not already a part of the gang, be sure to tap that red subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss another ShaniceAlisha upload. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.